Hello and welcome to Linear Talk, and my guest today is Greg Baker, the CEO of IntroCrowd. And welcome to the program. Great to have you with me. Now, prior to forming IntroCrowd, you worked in the foreign exchange markets, and before that for many years with Sun Microsystems, so you're really a technologist by background.
Yes.
So let me ask you straight away, how would you describe IntroCrowd, say, in a nutshell?
Well, we are a crowdfunding platform, and we are a diverse team of individuals with very complementary backgrounds, predominantly financial services and house building. And we've come together to essentially put projects on our platform to certain types of investors.
Right, and where did the idea for IntroCrowd where did it come from?
Well, the concept itself, in actual fact, is not a new one. The idea of buying land as an asset class has been around for decades and decades.
What was it Mark Twain said? Buy land, they ain't making it anymore?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, predominantly house builders and big institutions who have, you know, very deep pockets have bought land, sat on it for a period of time, got a change of use or a planning consent, and then they've taken the upside. So the light bulb moment for us was really to take that concept and make that available to investors who can then add it to their to their investment portfolios.
No, democratise. Yeah,
that was the idea.
So what type of investor does IntroCrowd tend to deal with? Who's your target market?
Yeah, so we're very focused. We deal with experienced investors who typically have a high net worth and are sophisticated. So, you know, they have experience, expertise and knowledge of investing per se. They have diversified portfolios and they would feel that adding our projects to their portfolios would complement what they already have.
Yep, so it gives them diversification and at a relatively low entry cost rather than having to find those projects with difficulty. I guess there's a lot of advantages in that. Yeah.
Yes.
And so is IntroCrowd a regulated entity? And who'd be the regulator?
Yeah, so IntroCrowd is an appointed representative of a company called Sapia Partners LLP, who are authorised and regulated by the FCA.
Right, so that sort of ticks that box and gives people the comfort of knowing that that you have got a regulator and all the red tape that goes with that.
Indeed, it means it should give the investor comfort, and you know there's a an onboarding process and all the kind of the elements of that the FCA require.
No, it certainly helps. So, looking more at exactly what you do, I think you used the phrase strategic land. Can you explain what exactly is that, and why is it needed?
Yeah, so strategic land is very much by definition strategic, and that is largely around its location. So what we mean by that is we focus in on sites that are edge of settlement, so that means that they abut existing residential development, and therefore have a lot of infrastructure in place. What strategic land also refers to is the fact that the local authority in which the land is actually has a requirement for houses. So they've stated within their development framework that they have to build some new homes.
No, it definitely helps to have the local authority on your side rather than fighting you tooth and nail.
Yeah, and the other aspect to that as well is in terms of why strategic land. I mean, it's no secret, you know, in this country at the moment we have a huge housing crisis. You know, young people finding it very difficult to buy homes. We've got generation rent. Property prices are relatively high. So the government has actually come out and said that, you know, to address this, we need to build 240,000 new homes each year until 2020. Therefore, again, as an asset class, if you're a landowner in the right location, it puts you in a strong position.
Oh, absolutely. And when you think about the challenges facing the UK housing market, you mentioned a few there just a moment ago, but what's the number one challenge?
I think the number one challenge is literally a huge sea change in the planning system. The government have done a lot of good work in terms of streamlining things. I think it's no secret that the process is very, very out of date. But actually, it is more than that. Even if we had enough land consented to build enough homes to solve this crisis, actually we have a skills and materials shortage in this country as well. So I think we have to be even more forward thinking in terms of new ways of building. Things like modular homes would really, really kind of speed things up.
Yes, I mean that has got to make a huge difference. So from where you are now, how do you see IntroCrowd developing over the coming years? What's the next on the horizon, and what's the 5-year plan? Let me say.
The vision is very much based around two things. So the first part of the vision is that we want to develop a secondary market within our technology that allows investors to essentially take something that is relatively illiquid, like a piece of land, and give them the ability to buy and sell subject to demand and liquidity. So we would have that marketplace within our platform. And the second element of that is actually we see ourselves moving further up the development life cycle. So at the moment we are just looking at the land assembly and taking the planning gain. What we want to do is actually take that one stage further and then start getting involved in the development side of things. And then we can really, really position ourselves, which was our part of our vision from day one, as being part of the solution to reducing and solving the housing crisis in the UK.
Wow, that's a tall order given the frictions that currently exist in buying and selling of property. But I salute your vision. Thank you so much for being on the program. I hope we'll have you back again soon to tell us how it's going. That's great.
Thank you very much.